Welcome everybody. I am Chris 70 with 70 Mortgage Note Investments, and today we're going to do some case studies. We recently had a tape of over 500 assets with about $60 million in loan balance that myself and our team went through, and the amount of time it takes to go through to do the proper due diligence is pretty intense, and we wanted to share some highlights so people can get a better understanding of what it is we do on that front end. First, before we get started, of course, we have to give our standard disclosure. I'm not going to read the entire thing. I just want to recognize that past performance is no guarantee of future results, and we do not make any guarantees on any investment or to specific forecast projections or statements contained herein. So, if you've watched any of our other videos, we focus on the 3 Ps, which are the property, the person, and the predicament. You know, what's the borrower's situation and how did they get there? Today we're going to focus a little bit on the property. And when we go through 500 assets, we use different software systems to get a visual of the property. We do not spend money by sending people out to the property. We do that after it's awarded. We have the opportunity to do a due diligence period, similar to if you're buying a home, you get to do a home inspection. On notes, we get to do an inspection as well. We don't get to get inside the property, but we have people go out and take photos of the exterior to really get a condition. And what we wanted to show here is this was one of the properties that popped up. And based off of our visual, you can clearly see you've got high grass on the outside. You know, the roof line, the roof clearly needs replacement. You know, side yards basically are mowed except for this one property. To us, this is a sign that this property is vacant. And we shy away from vacant properties. And one of the reasons why is in the past, we have bought vacant properties. And when somebody vacates a property, there's typically a specific reason. And when we get to go inside those properties, this is a typical condition of what we see. People will take what they need and they leave everything else. We have found food, we have found animals. Typically you see a lot of furniture. Anything that can't be carried out, you will see. So on this tape, there were multiple assets that were in a similar condition. We want to point this one out. In those, we cross off our list and we don't look at those assets, or we don't pursue those. Some other assets we saw. This one up here on my left is my favorite of all time. This was a property in Florida that, based on satellite view, it was very difficult to see the condition of the property. We actually had it under agreement, and then when we sent somebody out to go look at the property, this was the condition. And there were actually some hoarders there living in this property. Of course, we did not pursue or continue to buy this property, but we wanted to share the importance of that front end of understanding what it looks like, but then on the back end, making sure you go verify that proper condition. On the right is another property, very similar, that from a street view originally looked very enticing. Then once we had the inspection done on the property after due diligence, that's what the exterior siding looked like. Clearly, this property is not in a condition that is being maintained. If it looks like this on the outside, can you imagine what it looks like on the inside? Along with the property, we also like to look at the borrower and what is their history. Are they willing to work with us to create that win-win situation? Several of the assets that we look for, there was a lot of borrowers who were in bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is a federal statute that allows the borrower almost a refresh to get started over. In many instances, bankruptcy can be very good for a borrower to get back on track. We do like buying loans in bankruptcy because of the amount of data that is available. But when we go to analyze bankruptcy, we also look for, the borrower's history. Have they filed bankruptcy? How many times? And we'll use the term serial bankruptcy filers, which we're kind of seeing on 2 of these assets. In North Carolina, this borrower had filed 6 times between 2001 and 2019. And along that range, in 2001, it looks like it was a 5-year plan, so it probably did get completed. But every other plan, which is typically 3 to 5 years, you see that they closed this prior. And then when we went to do the due diligence, the case was dismissed. They did not make it through the bankruptcy. Did they not make the payments? So in loans like that, it's very difficult to work with the borrower because they use bankruptcy for protection, but never fulfill that obligation. Same thing on this other loan in Georgia. We see this borrower over the last 30 years has filed 6 times. And most recently in the last decade, again, 3 filings, and most of them barely, just making it over a year or not even. So again, a sign that they're using it for protection to avoid foreclosure, but not fulfilling those obligations is what that appears. So when we see multiple filings like this, these are loans, even though the property could look beautiful on the outside, could look like a great loan, we have to remember we have to deal with the borrower and the property. So these were loans that we also passed on. So hope you found this quick video interesting, give you a little more insights about 70 mortgage note investments and how type of assets we're looking at in our latest Regulation A+ offering. If we can be of further assistance, please reach out. Our address is in Springfield, Virginia, and you can call us at 805-410-8577 or email us at invest@7einvestments.com. So thanks for watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your day.